What's going on, boys? So I want to make this video. I don't know if it's going to be 5 minutes. I don't know if it's going to be 10 minutes, but I want to talk to you guys about how I was able to go from being so anxious I couldn't leave the house to being able to drive past these beautiful homes here where I live during my visualization, and actually being able to leave the house and explore and really live life. See, in 2025, a little bit of a backstory. 2023, my dad died. Croaked over. I remember the night, it was around 6 to 8 a.m. December 20th, I get a call. My sister said, "Hey, did Pawpaw call you?" And I was like, "Nah, his dad in the hospital," because he was staying up there. And she goes, "No, he's gone." And I remember that moment. My body was like, what the fuck? But I handled that, went over to my mom's, bam, bam, bam. For a year after that, I distracted myself with fast cars, late nights. I would text a lot of women, but I've never been somebody to sleep around. But I definitely got my validation from women during this year. But I've always been picky with who I actually sleep with, right? So I wasn't just hoeing around. But there was a lot of validation, especially because I had just bought a brand new muscle car, a 2022 Challenger. It was this orange color. It was nice. I knew my style. I was making money in the business, and I went off the deep end for about 6 months. And then the second half of the 6 months, I started feeling really tired. I started feeling really exhausted and bored of all the chaos. I wasn't sleeping good. I'm naturally an introvert, and I wasn't as angry all the time anymore. I guess I was at that point of grief where it was like, I just wasn't angry. I wasn't in denial. It was like, okay, this is my life. Let's get back to it. Problem is I got into a relationship with one of the women I was talking to, and we just didn't work out. It was a very toxic situation, and I wanted to stay in and play video games and like really recover and recuperate. And then in December I did 75 hard. She wanted to go out and do this and do that, and she wanted to go out a lot, but I'm a homebody. But she met me whenever I was in my Challenger, going crazy, staying out late, having fun a lot. Like she met the most fun version of me, but I'm an inherently boring person. I enjoy it. I like a quiet life. And so between that, toxicity of arguments and narcissism and shit like that, and then dealing with, now I actually have to sit with my thoughts of my dad passing away and all that. And I was coming down from being all the way up here with the high. So that was 2024 that all this happened. Well, by May or June of 2025, I crashed very, very, very hard. Now, before 2024, I had a history of anxiety. And it turns out the reason why I had anxiety is because my dad was a narcissistic person. I was always walking on eggshells. I didn't know when he was going to blow up. And so I didn't realize, because I lived with him, my nervous system was always so frail and always on edge. Because after he passed away, I had very little anxiety, like ever, for the first time since I developed it. And it was cool. It was awesome. That's why I ended up going out a lot, because I felt freedom for the first time. And I was like, this is fun. Until you trade one narcissist with the next, and I was like, the same feelings of anxiety started coming back, and that's why I started staying home and trying to recover and recuperate and everything like that. And I thought I had a stomach disease for the longest time, since from 2022 until 2024, when it magically went away when my anxiety went away. Turns out that I had digestive issues because of nervous system dysregulation as well. So it was just a lot going on. And so by May of 2025, same thing happened. I crashed. I fucking couldn't leave the house. And it was so bad. I had never gotten to the point where I couldn't work on my business. I never missed a day of committed work on my business. I never missed a week of going into a gym in almost 10 years up to this point. And I'd been running my business for 5 years, 4.5 to 5 years. And I was known for working 6 to 7 days a week, just grinding. Right? So the reason I say all of this is because by May 2025, I thought I was fixed. I thought I was healed. I was like, I would never be able to get broken down again. And then I did. And I couldn't. One day I literally just took a road trip about 30 minutes down the road, and I was like, bro, I can't. I gotta go home. I feel sick. I feel anxious. I'm in an unfamiliar area. Because it was my off day. It was the first time I'd taken off in probably 3 weeks straight, because I just dropped $10,000 on coaches. So I was trying to get the most out of it, because it was, one of them was $5,000 for 8 weeks of coaching. So I was like, I'm trying to get the most out of this and grind, and I crashed. And it took me around 8 to 10 months of experimentation, of trying multiple different things, of learning what the fuck is wrong with me. And come to find out, my nervous system was fried between the toxic relationship, grind on the business. And also, I just finished doing 75 hard for 30 days straight, because I did that for December to like reset. And I crashed hard, man. It was like literally one of the hardest things I've overcome. So I'm going to tell you, now that you know the backstory, and you know that I'm not just some fucking 23-year-old asshole who watched David Goggins 100 times and now I know everything about mindset. This is what I overcame over the past few years. Now, today, like I said, I'm just driving around, cruising around, looking at the road. Don't worry, don't hate on, or you can hate on me in the comments. I don't really give a shit. But I'll tell you, there's 3 things that I did that really helped. Number 1, I don't push myself that hard in the gym. I lift weights twice a week, and I do mobility 2 to 4 times a week at home. That's it. Like, I'll do 2 full body workouts in the gym. I'll progress by 5 to 10 pounds, or maybe 1 to 2 reps with my very minimal routine, 2 to 3 sets per exercise, around 5 exercises per workout. And the other days I'll do mobility, 15 to 30 minute mobility routine at home, usually light to moderate intensity at that. I just recently hit a 1-arm handstand, and I hit a back lever hold. If you don't know what those are pretty advanced calisthenic skills, static skills. Well, actually, the 1-arm handstand is 100% advanced. Like, there's probably 0.5% of the population of the earth can do it. And I just hit that. So I still brought myself to a high level. I just had to structure in a way where my nervous system wasn't getting beat down, and I had to be more selective with what I did in my routines and the energy and how intensely I pushed within that routine. So that was number 1. Number 2 was, I guess, I know I said 3, but I might go off a little bit more because now I'm remembering a lot of the shit that I tried. So number 2 is I actually experimented with the carnivore, more of a keto diet style. And that helped my digestion a lot, because with the way that my digestive issues were popping up, I was getting really bad fermentation in my gut. So I was like really nauseous all the time. I had really bad acid reflux, and I just felt sick all the time. So I had to fix that, and I followed that for probably 45 days roughly, and it worked. And then I slowly incorporated back to eating normal. But I probably didn't need to do that, but that is something that did help in the moment. And I didn't eat any processed foods. Okay. Now that's the training and the diet that I did. Now I eat pretty fucking normal. I don't do any of that. I eat, right now I'm in a calorie deficit. I'm getting lean for summer. So I'm eating around 1660 calories. I also only weigh 137 pounds. I'm 5'3", 5'4", and I'm not trying to be overly jacked. I'm trying to have like a male model physique. So that's my stats. So right now I'm eating around 1660 to 1800 calories roughly, depending on energy levels in the day. So that's the nutrition side of things. But I'll tell you the biggest things that directly helped my nervous system. Meditation combined with supplementation. So meditation, I want you guys to understand, meditation, doing it I call it the guru way, doesn't work. Like doing it just sit and focus on your breathing and turn on this audio in your ear that you don't give a fuck about, and just sit there and breathe and imagine you're under a waterfall. Dude, fuck that, bro. No, dude. Some fucking AI woman telling me to fucking imagine I'm drowning in a waterfall of glory. Fuck no. That shit does not work. I did it consistently. Doesn't fucking work. I'm going to tell you what works, and this 100% will work better, okay? Don't do that dumb shit. Anyway, that's a rant about meditation now that I know how to actually fucking do it, and I wasted 2-3 years doing it the wrong way. The way that you're going to meditate is you are going to sit on your floor, get grounded, don't lay in bed, ground yourself on the floor. You can lean against the wall, you can sit on so I actually have floor pillows now. because I like the Japanese culture, ancient culture, and how they sit on the ground. I want to get a Japanese futon to sleep on the floor as well. I actually did floor sleeping. So you're going to sit on the ground, okay? And after you're sitting on the ground, you're going to put ambient music, no words, no sound. Literally just look up ambient music. There's an artist called One Heart. So if you're like, well, what style of music? Look up One Heart, and it's that style. And you're going to sit there. You're going to put your headphones in. You're going to sit in your room on the floor, on a pillow, blanket, whatever, crisscross, legs straight, lean against the bedpost, lean against the wall. I don't give a shit. Sit on the floor. Don't focus too much on, you don't even have to focus on your breathing. Put the ambient music in noise-canceling headphones. And then what you're going to do is you're going to turn all your lights off. And once you turn all your lights off in your room, so I recommend doing this at nighttime. Once you turn all the lights off in your room, you're going to process shit. You can have a candle lit. Sometimes I light a candle. And you're going to sit there and you're going to process. You're not going to try to specifically think about anything directly. You are going to, whatever comes up in your brain, the reason why you're anxious all the time, the reason why your nervous system is so fried is because, and the reason why you're overthinking is because you never give yourself time to process and think. So that's the process that you're going to do. You're going to start off with 5 minutes. Literally start off doing this shit for 5 minutes. Okay? Then after you build up every week, or every 3 days, you're going to do this 7 days a week, and you're going to try to do this for at least 14 days straight. So you're going to try to do this for 14 days straight. And you're going to attempt to build yourself up from 5 minutes to 20 minutes. That's it. Do not scroll TikTok. Do not answer your phone. Do not have your notifications on. Put your phone on Do Not Disturb. And if you have a partner or a friend that likes to text you on iPhone and that says notify anyway, turn your phone on fucking airplane mode. Become untouchable, unreachable, and everything for 5 to 20 minute build up. That's the number one thing. All right. When I tell you, if I get anxious right now making this video, because I built a skill of meditation, I could stop this video for 5 minutes and breathe while I'm driving, and by the end of that 5 minutes, I will feel fine. No bullshit. It's the fucking greatest thing I've ever done. I'm not joking. That process is the greatest thing I've ever done. Now, with that being said, secondly, the second thing we're going to focus on, okay? The second thing we're going to focus on is supplementation. Supplementation is literally the greatest thing, but it's a supplement. Just like if you're fat, and you might be. I'm not hating on you if you're fat, dude. I don't really care. I care about, on this video specifically, not helping you get in shape. I'm helping you fix your mindset, the way that you think. Because if you think proper, you're going to act proper. When you act proper, you're going to lose fat easy, all right? You can't lose fat in a stressed out fucking body, which is why I started teaching this stuff this year. A little bit more in depth. So, the second thing, or third thing, or 100th thing, whatever we're on right now, what we're going to do is we're going to focus on supplementation. Now, if you need to, go talk to your doctor, okay? Let me say this right now. If you take ashwagandha, or you take magnesium, or you take L-theanine, and you get fucked up, I'm some dude I'm just telling you what I did. It didn't fuck me up. I was nervous that it would. It didn't. It actually changed my life. So, talk to your doctor if you need to. Don't fucking kill yourself on accident because of this advice. And hopefully, because I just said that line, YouTube doesn't demonetize this shit. Not demonetize. I'm not even monetized, but it doesn't block the reach. So, I started with ashwagandha and L-theanine mixed with magnesium glycinate. Now, there was a routine that I did along with my meditation. So I take, to this day, ashwagandha, KSM 22, half of the dose that they recommend on the bottle that you're going to get with it. And I'll take half dose with my first meal. Now, with that being said, I will tell you, actually I'll tell you the second thing, and I'll tell you the effects that I felt. The second thing is magnesium glycinate. Not citronate, but glycinate. Magnesium glycinate. This is going to be easier to digest and easier to absorb from the research that I've done. This is going to calm your nervous system, calm your physical body at night. So you're going to actually take this about 30 to 60 minutes. Maybe I've taken it all the way up to an hour and a half before I go to sleep. It's not going to make you drowsy or tired like melatonin. It's going to make you calm down. Okay, that's it. It's just going to help your nervous system kind of calm down. So that's the thing that you're going to focus on. That's the second thing you're going to focus on is magnesium glycinate. Once again, we're still doing just half dose of both that they recommend, taking these at different times. I had the L-theanine and ashwagandha kind of in one pill. I haven't noticed a difference between just taking the ashwagandha and taking the L-theanine with it. So take with that information what you will. It's not expensive, but it's also not cheap. I think it's $50, and what stuff that I got from CVS was $50 total for the both of them, and it lasted me 2 months. So budget for like $25 average. And so here's the effects that I felt of that. I at first felt nothing. I was still anxious. I still felt pretty horrible, even with the meditation and everything like that. But I wasn't deep into the meditation. I wasn't deep into the research of like how to actually combine everything. So after 10 days, I started feeling a little bit less anxious, but not necessarily more calm. So I stopped feeling that pressure in my chest, but I was still kind of overthinking and still kind of spastic. But I've been taking it for 2.5 to 3 months now, and nothing really bothers me. Like I told my sister, I'm numb to a lot of the stress in life. And that can be a good thing. That can also be a bad thing. Some things still I still have to like do exposure therapy to get used to things. But overall, I'm pretty calm because of it. And it's probably a mixture of but it's probably a mixture of the meditation and calming my nervous system and the supplementation, the proper nutrition, and not destroying myself in my actual physical development journey. And then also, when it comes to my business, I take 48 hours off. So I'll work 5 days. And there's some days in my business, if it's slow, I don't try to make it busier. Right? Like I don't look for things to do. Like if I have nothing to do, I'm not going to start my work day until 11 a.m. If I don't have a meeting until 3 p.m., I'm going to explore my town and just answer messages and stuff. Like I'm actually at the thrift store right now. I'm going to go thrifting real quick, see what I can find, see what gems I can find. I don't have a meeting until 4 p.m. today. So I'm not going to push myself to work more than I have to. I have employees for that, right? So it's like, and then if something in the business goes down, something starts fucking up, then I'll be stressed for a little bit and I'll handle it, but I'm not going to make myself stressed. So living a boring lifestyle, taking the right supplementation, learning how to meditate, not destroying your body to be disciplined like David Goggins in the gym and going super hard. I did it. And adopting the mindset of like a monk, really. It's funny that because one of my old friends, he was like, once I shaved my head, he was like, "You look like a Shaolin monk now." And little did I know, over the next fucking 10 months, I'd actually start living like one. There was a week straight, maybe a week and a half straight, where I literally slept on the floor with a small pallet. And then I got rid of my bed at one point and had nothing but a couch bed, a futon in my room. And everything like that. And then I spent a lot of time in nature. That's a big thing too. So living a boring life, being an interesting person that lives a boring life, because you can live a boring life and still be social. And if you're an interesting person, bringing somebody into that boring life that you enjoy, that brings you calm. If you're a fun person to be around, you can still be fun and make your boring life exciting for other people in your world. That's one thing I've learned about dating while living like this. So yeah, that's it. That's all. That's literally the blueprint that brought me from, where I was, the rock bottom, to fucking enjoying life, man. I'm about to go to America's thrift store. I just went to a new nature park, and I walked I hiked like 4 miles the other day at a different nature park. I love being in nature. It keeps me grounded. So yeah, that's how we're gonna change it, man. Rewatch this video too, because there was a lot of golden gems that I dropped here. Rewatch the whole video and just implement one to two things that you feel like would align with where you're at specifically right now. And dude, your life's gonna fucking change.